Deterioration affects every association. You can't stop it, but you can put up a good fight. You do that by setting a budget that pays the bill of ongoing deterioration so you don't get behind. If you ignore it, you doom the members of your association to higher costs, special assessments, and lagging property values. Owning real estate is expensive, but the cost doesn't have to be surprising. In fact, it's very predictable. Your updated reserve study tells you the cost to offset deterioration. And that's a good summary of what you'll find in our Reserve Study Basics webinar. All right, let me bring this in for a landing. And I want to remind you that the theme here is that ongoing deterioration is a force of nature. You can't deal with it. This is a classic looking old weathered barn that you see driving down a road. What I want to point out is down here on the left, there's a brand new townhome development across the street from where this barn is, where there probably was an open field 10 or 20 years ago. Now this new townhome association is going to look just like this barn in 30, 40, 50 years if they don't take care of it. Deterioration is real, and it's going to mean that your asphalt starts to look like this, going to cause trip and fall hazards like this. And if you are not taking care of things, you're going to have to replace the individual steps. You're going to have, if you don't take care of the metal, it's going to deteriorate and weak and crumble to the point that it's unsafe. It's just this ongoing deterioration is an issue that you need to work with and address. So keys to success: set a budget, and that's the monthly bills that you receive and the cost of deterioration that you learn about in your reserve study. Those are not monthly bills, but they are as real as those other monthly bills. They affect the association. Then you budget to collect the funds and you pay the bills. And that means sending some money to the electric company, some money to the water company, and transferring some money to reserves. Move the money where it needs to go. And in doing that, when you are doing that, you minimize special assessments because the cash is there to get the projects done on time. Everyone has paid their fair share evenly over the amount of time they lived at the association. You minimize deferred maintenance, again, because the projects can be done when it needs to get done, and you maximize property values. And the reminder, that's where the big leverage is, and that's where you all make the big benefit in owning a home with that association. So as you're working with reserve planning, maybe a little early in the year here in where we March, for many of you associations that are planning in the summer and fall, make sure you're choosing words like the funding needs or your reserve transfers. Don't call them contributions. Contributions sound like they're voluntary. And don't call them for the future or for a rainy day, for emergencies. They're not. They're for very planned, predictable costs. And all we're asking is that the owners offset ongoing deterioration 1 month at a time. When you take care of the present, offsetting deterioration 1 month at a time, the future takes care of itself. And here's a picture from a property that I saw that I enjoyed seeing. You can see a parking deck on the left here and tennis court, and the building is off to our right. I liked this sign. We all want the structure to be perfect. Please let us know about anything that isn't right. And the maintenance hotline there, this board has enlisted the eyes of the association and enlisted the spirit of the association, all its owners, to say, we are on board here taking nice, good care of our association. We're going to have strong owner enjoyment. We're going to have strong property values, and it's worth a little bit of our money to do this. They have their eye on the prize. And another sign that we all see is a sign that's on the window of a new car. Talks about how much fuel this thing is supposed to burn, and this is a big Pathfinder Armada. Burns a lot of fuel, but you have this understanding of what you're up against, and a reserve study helps you understand what you're up against at your association. It helps you know what the ongoing costs will be to own a home in the association. And I want to encourage you to think, if you were doing the mental math when I talked about 25% being a good fraction of annual assessments to have going towards reserves. Maybe you're thinking, oh, wow, that's a long way from where we are. It may take a few years to get to an improved future. I get that. Work with your reserve study provider, develop a funding plan that works for you, that works within your political constraints. It may stretch the budgets of some of your homeowners, and that's fine. They've lucked out, sneaking by for a few years. It is time to catch up. Can't do anything about the bills. Mother Nature and Father Time are going to deteriorate everything. But I want to encourage you to think it's worth the journey. Get a reserve study to guide you where the path is, help you stay on that path as it curves and meanders through the years with a project that happens early, inflation that's higher than expected, all those things. But you have a reserve study and you have a reserve study provider on your team. Well, for more information, if you want to dive deeper, you can go to our website, reservestudy.com, where you'll find plenty of additional information, videos and articles on various reserve study topics. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notified of all the full-length and video shorts that we publish. That's a nice free way to stay on top of reserve study issues. Just go to YouTube, search for Reserve Study, and most likely you'll see our videos there and be able to subscribe. For an easy-to-read reference for your association, you can get our book. It's just $24.99 on Amazon. You can download the first chapter for free from our website, or I'll put a link in the summary, the outline that we provide for everyone who completes the survey at the end of this program. And I've got a copy here on my desk that I'll give away to someone who asks an interesting question in our Q&A section. And another resource we have is our weekly, and I'm happy to report fast-growing, 30-minute podcast for board members called HOA Insights, Common Sense for Common Areas. You can find it wherever podcasts are found. You can find it also on YouTube and on the website hoainsights.org. It features guest experts, discussions with the hosts on current events, and one episode a month, we feature a board hero. So we are elevating, encouraging, equipping board members for the hard work that they do, helping them have success about running their association and moving it forward safely and successfully. And with that, we're at the end of our scheduled comments today. And so at this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Paige, who will coordinate our Q&A time. At Association Reserves, we make the present less stressful and the future more secure. If you want to join us in this mission, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see us address in a future video. Let's plan for your best future.